Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
Chemda, I'm so excited. I'm high, in fact, but in the legal way. I have some just fun news that made my day. I'll share it with you on last week, the VIP show. I feel like, I don't know. It's exciting and fun stuff. But big news right now.
Wait, how did they get the last week show?
I don't know. Apparently, I'm telling secrets over there. I don't want anybody to know. Okay, so as you know, we're posting all episodes that we do on the Keith and the Girl YouTube page. That includes the recent KATG nominations with the clips from all the different episodes we played. What? You following that? So you're watching a show, you're telling me that references other Keith and the Girl shows, but all the clips from the old shows will be in that.
You know what's fun is it switches back from my new studio to my old studio after we did some changes. So that's cool. You can tell what's real time and what's a clip.
Fun comments we're getting. Here's this guy, 15. There's a lot of numbers for letters and it confuses me. So no offense to this person. 15 records said, Chemda seems very dead ass. And honest to God, I've always looked at Chemda and said, if I had to describe her, dead ass. That's what I say to my friends. I want to thank Ricardo Vera on YouTube. He hit the thanks button. That's it. Thank you for hitting the thanks button. Of course, the YouTube channel will also be where you can watch the entire marathon live for free next week. Next week. Holy fuck. Next week. Chemda. This is 50 guests. One after the other. You don't want to miss it. Subscribe and hit the bell on YouTube. You know it. YouTube.com/Keith and the Girl, right? Or what?
Yeah. And also reverse KeithandtheGirl.com/YouTube.
You can't go wrong.
You can't fuck up.
Saturday, February 5th. Saturday, February 5th. All right. Saturday, February 5th. Saturday, February 5th. February 5th.
You memorizing it?
Yeah. I think I have to be there. All right. Today's guest. He's been featured the New York Comedy Fest, Dry Bar Special. Have you heard of Switzerland? He knows about it. Jeff Scheen. Hello, Jeff.
Hello. Hi.
Jeff, I think your stand-up's great. Congrats on the new album, Jeff Scheen Presents Jeff.
Thanks. Yep. It's just Jeff.
It comes out in a couple days, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's coming out on Friday the 28th.
Nice.
You still feeling confident?
I am. I'm nervous. Okay. I'm very nervous. I've been, because I've always been like, when you're like, I got to do this, I got to make an album. And you're like, I don't know. Is it ready yet? You're like, then you get older and you're like, I got to do something.
Right.
How long am I going to cook this thing for?
Do you watch? I'm a weird different animal where I literally do one stand-up show a year. So this might not apply at all. But when I'm writing, I do like to check on stand-up. And I want something to really inspire me. One of the greats to be like, this is why you do it. Mm-hmm. And then I see crap because that's the way, almost everything is in general. It's crap, right? TV, days. Movies, songs, where I'm like, who gives a fuck? Stand-up is the dumbest fucking thing. And then you find that one special and you're like, that's why it matters. Mm-hmm. Do you watch while you're writing? Do you watch now that your album's out because you don't want it to fuck with your head? Is there anything there?
I'm a non-watcher. I'm always afraid if I watch, I'll and then I just absorb and I just write down what I saw.
Right, which is a great point comedians make because the Beatles never listened to music.
Really?
That's how they got so
good. They listen to music.
Of course they did, Jeff. And of course they did comedians.
No, I watched like some, but then after a while I was like, I just don't. Also, I feel like comedy stuff, I don't even really watch that much of it in general because it feels like, I don't know, work. Like my leisure is like finance. Like I'll like give me some cheddar news, give me some CNBC. That's me having a good time and relaxing.
Okay. Well, what leads to this? And I see Chemda's fucked up face, but it does lead to this. You're now a year sober. Mm-hmm. So was this drunk things you would do? Or it was still
I feel like you're watching comedy the whole time I'd watch it. I couldn't you know, you sit back and you have a laugh and you enjoy. But the whole time I would just be like, oh no, look what they're doing. How do they get this? Should I be doing this? And all of a sudden I just start working. And I'm like, I don't want to work right now. So then
that's weird. That's what happens to me when I do finance. I'm like, look what they're doing. Should I be doing
really?
it?
See, I look at finance and I go, oh, look at this. This is so fun. Like, this is not work to me. Should I be buying some of this Tesla? You know, what's this GameStop doing?
Can I cross this off the list if I just called the number but didn't get an answer? Or do I have to do this again tomorrow? Finance. Oh my God.
Average stand-up makes me so mad because I'm sure you do this too. Being a comedian, you think of what would have been the better punchline and it comes to you right away. And it's like, you're telling me you worked on this?
Yeah.
The answer is at the boat, not in the house, at the boat. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, the whole time you're just like sitting there, just like fixing their stuff.
Yeah.
Where
like, if you knew me, you'd be so lucky. That's the way I think when I'm by myself. Yeah.
If you could hire me, if you give me $50, you'd be a millionaire.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Look at all this. You guys sound like my dad used to be like,
psychopath.
yeah, basically. Yeah. I mean, if I
two
start
people with daddy issues, what?
Yeah.
If I start the sentence with my dad used to, you're not being good people, but like, you're just like my daddy. This is the best podcast ever. No, but he used to be like, what are lawyers? They argue. I'm a great arguer. All they did was go to school. I'm like, and take the bar and fuck it. And the thing is,
I just saw a movie with a lawyer. You know, there was a court scene. I'm like, that's stand up. Right. This guy is doing fucking stand up.
He's doing a set. Yeah. Before this, I was going to be going to school for a lawyer. I wanted to be a lawyer.
I see that.
You guys are the best. Have I mentioned that yet?
And I'm watching football the other weekend. Now, if that's all I did,
we could do it all. You put me 50 yards down, I'll catch a bomb.
This is why they say don't marry potential. They just listen to them. I can do anything. Wow, what it's like in your head.
Yeah, right. Can I afford to live on my own? No, but.
But the world is my own. Are you living at a parent's house or something?
No, I got a couple of roommates.
Oh, okay. Right. Roommates. Yes. That's the adult version of not living alone.
Yeah. I got two other grown men in my house. Like a little family of three.
It's like, do you live with your parents? I may as well tell you the truth. Okay. Everybody gets athlete's foot in my bathtub. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
I live with other people.
I'm the mom. He's the dad. And we raise our little boy.
Are they all comedians? Are you guys all comedians?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Me, Matt Backus. And,
Matt Backus.
We'll talk about Matt.
What else? My goodness.
Who else you got?
All right.
Albert Kirchner. The three of us.
I don't want to be little Albert.
Albert sure seems nice enough. I've heard things.
Well, you managed to hang out with Matt for long enough. Albert, you're the best.
Yeah, we're all in here. Three gamers, gaming boys in our 30s.
Right. Well, Matt has his podcast, Hold My Breath. And he put out a 6-minute podcast because Kemda said, when are you going to get your shit together? And he goes, oh, maybe Monday. And Kemda said, I'm going to write it down on Monday. So you'll see he put out a little podcast dedicated to Keith and the girl. Really? And by the way, I got all the information in 6 minutes. So I don't know if that fucks with his head.
That's great. Me and him, we started to Hold My Bread together.
Well, this is what I'm saying. So how's he holding up over there? Because he sounds fucking suicidal with this girl. How you guys doing? Is that a lot of pressure on you? Just pretend it's a private meeting. Is there pressure on you?
Yeah, I'm keeping the house together. I think, I've got to get it all. I myself, I went through a breakup. When was this? November? Beginning of November, right?
Isn't that around his breakup?
His was about a month ago. Yeah. And
they pushed each other. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So then I had to move out, so I got this place, got one with Matt, got him into a new room. I was like, we're doing it. Everything's looking good. And then his fell apart,
Mm-hmm.
Now,
which is good.
Yeah.
You do kind of like it,
And now I'm just like I'm just the dad, I'm just like, Matt, are you journaling? You got to journal every day.
Right.
We're gonna get through this, buddy.
When you you have 2 months of tips.
Yeah, men can take care of other men. I'm sick of this tough guy attitude.
I made you a 4-minute podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you journaling every day, Jeff?
Oh yeah, I journal my way out, and I'm gonna help him journal his way out.
Love
sit
it.
down. meditate for 15, get those feelings on paper, and then we'll have a nice time and go bowling. You know, you don't got to hit the bottle.
Mhm.
Men can take care of men. I'm sick of this tough guy attitude.
Who broke up with who that you moved out?
It was with me and her, it was me, but like my hand was forced. I like to call it a Brooklyn breakup, you know?
Explain.
It was I want to be in an open relationship.
Okay.
Who's that? You or are you
Him.
being her?
She wanted to be one. I don't.
Oh, her. I'm sorry. Her.
No
she
way.
wasn't.
I don't
Okay.
want to do that. What a nightmare.
I have enough trouble with you.
Yeah,
Now I
right?
want your friend.
Yeah. I got to go out and date again. Just like, hey, you want to go back home with me?
Yeah.
I have a girlfriend there.
Doesn't blow my fucking mind if you don't, but it'd be fun as fuck.
Yeah. I love getting rejected and still getting yelled at. What a nightmare. No, so she like wanted to do that, and I was like, no, that's not my cup
How
of
did
tea.
she approach you with this?
She
Because
said,
you
I'm
sound
already
like it's
doing this. What if we do this?
Yeah. It was a, this whole, I feel freaking committed. I'm freaking out. I kind of want to be in an open thing, I want to do that. And I was
You
like,
ask, you're never going to get the right answer, but I have to ask, like, is there somebody already? Yeah, just tell. Is there? It almost
Right.
makes it easier for me if there is. Like,
Yeah.
no, but this is the lifestyle, but we have to end it. We can't even try to see if it works. We have to end it, but
Yeah. I want to try this lifestyle and just open it up. Oh, okay. And then like the next day, hey, I found him already.
Right. He's number one on my phone.
Yeah. Look at that. We were already talking. Oh, cool.
How's yours going?
Yeah. Oh, I got some Tinder dates I'm setting up. Swiping again.
But you know what? Here's what's funny is that you're not going to be allowed to call her for a quick hookup because she's not that kind of person. It's like, well, how about I'm a fucking stranger? We fuck. No, this is too late, but I can fuck strangers.
Yeah.
First night.
It was too much. So I was like, I can't. And then so I was like, well, I'm going to go. I can't. I guess this is over then.
Right.
So like I pulled a shots. Like I could have like maybe stayed if I was like, sure, let's make this happen. But I'm not,
Right.
I'm a Midwest man.
Yeah.
That hippie stuff's too much for me. I just can't simply handle it.
Yeah. I have self-respect. Now, Matt, can you clean your fork? We have 2 forks and you have to clean your fucking fork.
Yeah, I'm gonna go live with Matt. I'm gonna go be 2 sad men together, and Albert's gonna stay in his room and play Call of Duty.
Right.
Now, how did you deal with the breakup? Did you journal? Did you meditated really? And did you cry? Did you?
Well, it
yell
also
at
goes
something?
with you being sober for a year. Is that tough? That's not long. I mean, it's long and it's not long.
Yeah, I got sober. We were still dating. And, I like tell people I'm the only person that got sober, and then my life fell apart.
Right.
Yeah, I got off the sauce and then I was on the streets.
You tell her I can drink again.
Yeah, then we broke up, and then, I had my couple of cries. You got to let it out,
Sure.
I the kitchen, that's my spot. I don't know why. Something about a kitchen cry. That's where I like to go.
I feel like all those microwaves. There's gotta be, my hot water heater.
Yeah, it's all there. The countertop is like right there. Where you can kind of just lean just enough.
There's no material like a countertop.
Yeah, like a strong
going
counter. Pound some granite. Let your tears out.
But it didn't affect your sobriety. It sounds like, right?
No, I stayed on, which I think that's helped me like get through it faster.
Because you have to feel your feelings. You can't numb them.
Ooh, you gotta feel them.
But when you're putting all your shit in a bag, because it's half a surprise, you feel them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you feel. There's no running from them.
Right. You have to pack. Oof.
Yeah. Yeah. It's 11 o'clock at night, and you're just like, whoa, they're still here.
Oh. Did you find anything fun while you were packing? Because sometimes things are in the back of the closet and you're like, I didn't know I had this.
Oh, and you go through some of your stuff?
Yeah.
No, actually, I realized I don't really have anything.
Starting to realize why she's breaking up with me. I have not moved forward.
I picked up a pen and a bobblehead. Joke's on you, bitch.
Yeah. Had a few bags of clothes. I was like, this is all the stuff I have? I was living in your apartment.
You got to be a minimalist here in New York City.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I travel in New York like a plains Native American. I just wrap it all up, and I'm gone.
Yeah, I noticed Keith got really confused when he stopped being able to move with just one garbage bag. And meaning like that's his luggage, that's his suitcase. You see Keith like a weirdo Santa with the garbage bag over his shoulder, like, I'm packed.
Yeah, I moved out of my house with literally a duffel bag.
It's mostly
from
pens.
Pennsylvania. I mean, that's all I need. And
That's
there's a
how
lot
you
of
move?
pens mostly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah, all garbage bags. I just threw everything in garbage bags, threw it in the back of a truck, and I was to the next spot.
And I kind of felt, and when I would do that, I felt like an asshole looking at homeless people who had bags. And I'm like, they're looking at my bag because my bag's like extra shiny because it is got no. Like, I felt like that just regular shit in there. You know, what do we pick up? Mud and shit. I don't have anything good in there.
You look at this guy with this fancy bag.
I felt that way. What got you into sobriety?
Keith is always thinking that homeless people are admiring his shit and literal garbage. He's like, I don't want to walk by these guys with this fucking 20-year-old luggage because I have luggage and they're still using garbage bags. I don't want to throw it in their face.
Right. You got to respect your fellow person.
Yeah. You got the bag with the drawstring. You know, this is the nice bag.
Oh.
I did. It had the flexes on the side.
Oh, the flex. Yeah, you can really pack those suckers.
Yeah.
You really are flexing.
There's an elephant in there. They're probably like, is he carrying an elephant? It's like, no, I'm normal.
Just flexing on the homeless.
Right. So this always fascinates me because I'm an alcoholic. What made you get sober in your 30s?
Oh, it was the pandemic.
Really? Yeah. Ironically,
I know everybody else had pushed into alcoholism.
Yeah.
You know, it made me realize, you know, I miss having at least a Sunday every once in a while, you know?
Right.
I miss remembering weekends. Because in the beginning, I think, I don't know, you guys were drinking in the beginning a lot?
I quit before that, and Heaven's not a big drinker at all. Heaven's not a drinker. But I can see, you know, by yourself, you know, it made me realize, our friend Newsy says this, but you see those militia guys storming the White House or storming the Capitol, that kind of thing. Why they have these tight vests on? It's because they missed hugs. Everybody needs hugs. We're dying inside. So that's a tough time for people. So it's funny you did the opposite.
Yeah, it's like their thunder jackets.
Yes. Yes.
They put on a shivering dog.
Right.
But yeah, I was just like drinking, and then I was like, well, I'm not going anywhere. This sucks. Plus, I'm in my 30s and hangovers have gotten terrible.
Yeah.
Ugh. And then I stopped last February. I was like, I'm just gonna take like a few weeks off. And then I felt great. Like I could sleep.
Isn't that something?
Sleeping? What a treat. Holy, you just laid out, you just close your eyes, you can just relax to sleep. It's crazy.
Yeah,
you know?
then, I don't know about you.
I've been have to like just disappear mentally. And then somehow I wake up, you know, that was sleep to me.
Right. Ben and Jerry's, I switched to Ben and Jerry's, and they gave me free stock because I think somehow it's illegal for me to buy so much ice cream. Did you have a go-to? Did you flip to something else?
Did I flip to replace
exercise, sweet food?
Oh, I moved over to cigarettes for a little while.
Okay, might as well try it.
You know, I figured I gotta pick the healthier choice. It's either beer or cigarettes.
Right. Still doing better. Did you do that? I say to myself, I get to the bottom of a pint thing, and I'm like, still doing better.
Yeah, still.
That should be the motto. Like, still doing better. You know, especially when so much of improvement is 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or like 3 steps back. It's like still doing better.
Yeah. Still doing. Yeah. So I was just sleeping. I got dreams again. Ugh. I haven't remembered a dream.
Yeah.
I haven't remembered a dream in forever. And now I can tell you last night I had a weird dream about.
You don't have to.
Someone getting cancer. Let me tell you about my entire dream. My grandma was there. Her teeth were falling out. I'm wrestling a dinosaur. You know, what does it mean? My third eye opens.
I saw, speaking of sports, New York just made it legal to gamble on sports apps. I'm not sure how far it goes. Mm-hmm. $603 million in bets were made during the launch of mobile sports gambling. This just happened. $603 million.
Yeah. Matt
Holy shit!
lost,
And by the way,
last
New
night.
York. Sorry,
Wait,
New
whoa,
York.
what? Oh.
New York taxes at 51%.
Do they really?
51%. Not us. The those people, but they get
the winners.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even worth winning. Just lose at that point.
No, I don't know about the winners, but the actual establishment.
Still doing better, Jeff.
Ah, look at
Still
that.
doing better.
Can't get taxed if you didn't win.
Where were you talking about your roommates were getting into the playoffs?
Matt last night. Oh, he almost lost his mind. He had a 4-part parlay. I'm just learning about gambling. I'm not a big gambler,
right?
But I'm learning.
He was eating yogurt.
Yeah.
Parfait. You're thinking parfait.
Yeah, he put 10 grand on a yogurt.
Yeah, Keith was very, very kind. Like just then he thought I was being serious because he wasn't looking up at the moment. And he's like, let me help my co-host here and gently remind her. That's very nice. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a granola bet.
Did he lose?
He did. He had some, I don't know. It's a parlay where you do it's a bunch of bets. So you had like the 4 games.
And hopefully you pick the easy stuff. This team will make the spread. This team will have somebody with a hurt ankle. This team will have, and it's nothing too dramatic.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like if you were in roulette, which is really what you guys are playing.
Yes.
You'd play evens. So you have like a wide, or you play that thing that says like anywhere from 0 to 20 and you kind of win,
Yes.
Yeah. Like the soft stuff. Yes. Yeah, so
I know parlays. I can parlay information into parfaits. There, eat that shit.
There we go. Yeah, you put me on a pirate ship. I say parlay.
Look, I can't get all these guys. Come on. Someone's got to give me a break.
I say butter, you say parquet.
So
somebody out there got that, and shout out to Rod.
I like how Kenda blames the audience if there wasn't. So, she gets 5 stars every show. Nobody wants to feel dumb.
Crowds.
Yeah.
He missed all 3. Hold on. He missed all 3 of the bets. And then it came down to the Bills. Or no, he hit them all. He had all 3, and he had the Bills to make.
Bills
he just
and
needed
Chiefs.
the Bills to win last night.
So here's what happens.
He's going to win like $1,500.
Bills and Chiefs,
ride.
they play probably the 2 greatest teams, period, as far as I'm saying.
Sure.
Oh, it was the Super Bowl.
It's score, still dramatic stuff happening. It's not necessarily a given, but it's happening fast, and it's pretty awesome.
Like a man.
Then it looks like 16 seconds left on the clock. Kansas City has another chance. They get it. Overtime. Flip of the coin.
Oh, boy.
They're first. They make a touchdown. They won. And tell me Matt wasn't screaming this. On a coin flip. Basically, it's a fucking coin. You want to talk about gambling? When the teams are that good, it's based on a coin flip, and it's bullshit. And it's happened to me in my favor as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan in playoffs before. But even then, I'm like, this is bullshit. It's the first 50-50. Team. That's the end. If you get it, it's 50-50 when you have teams that are this good.
Oh, yeah. He got it in the last 2 minutes. He's running around like a crazy person. I just made $1,500. They tied it up. Oh, no. And then they flipped the coin, and then he was devastated.
He slowly puts his shirt back on. Oh, boy. Yeah. Embarrassing.
Starts calling people up, collecting his debts. I owe FanDuel my house.
Oh,
yeah. I was curious. I wrote on Twitter, there's no OT rules or stupid petition at org.gov yet. And people schooled me. There is one at change.org, where if you get to like 2,500, signatures, you're doing this online, the news starts picking it up. That's what interests them. This has been there for a couple of years and has 2,100 people have signed it. I'm signing it. I want everybody to fucking sign it. If this changes things, it's stupid. It makes a mockery of it.
Yeah. What's interesting is the Chiefs wanted to change the overtime rules like last year or a couple years ago. They proposed a change, and then the Bills said no. They were one of the no teams.
Oops. Yeah, I mean, college football has it figured out. Why don't we? That's stupid.
What does college football do?
College football, yeah, everybody gets the ball evenly. This kind of thing. It's like not one take go.
Yeah, a little back and forth.
I would have imagined you just continue the game because overtime just means we add more time for you to play.
Have a full period. Do that. 15-minute
add a period.
One more
Right.
period.
Yeah,
It's
more.
the fucking playoffs. Everyone's excited. Sell more shit to us. Who loses? No one loses except their bodies, but we made peace with that.
Sure,
Nobody loses.
CTE is funny.
Right. We get it. I saw the movie. How sad. Okay. Now they know and they're making their decision. That's all I can do. What do you want me to
Antonio
do?
Brown's hilarious.
Right.
Wow. Change.org is really gonna
Take a look.
Yeah.
It's going to blow up now.
Yeah. We are making change.org.
So we're down to the final four teams: Cincinnati Bengals, Kansas City Chiefs, San Francisco 49ers, Los Angeles Rams. And I have no stake in this necessarily, I look up their mascots. What mascot do I like the most?
Okay.
First of all,
What do you like?
did you see that the Chiefs wolf mascot?
He's a wolf.
It looks like the weasel from the Suicide Squad. It's the corniest thing. It would not put confidence in me running to the end zone. I'll tell you that much. Like the Bengals, that's a fucking tiger. That's a human tiger. That's,
a human tiger.
The Rams, it's a human fucking ram. It's a ram that stands on its feet and it looks kind of scary from the side. That's something. Even the 49ers, sourdough Sam, it's a person. I guess he makes sourdough bread. I don't know. But I'm like, but this weasel, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Well, I guess they do either they do a weasel or a chief. They just pick a random chief.
I guess I don't want the chief. You're right. Oh, as soon as the game starts, they're doing it like an asshole move. You know who the Chief fans are now?
They're sneaky.
They're Quentin Tarantino. That's making a point of saying the N-word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're like, well, we don't really do it. We're the Chiefs.
Maybe it was an artistic choice at first, but now you're just trying to shit on people that were.
Yeah. They're looking down on Cleveland. I can't believe they call themselves Indians. We're just the Chiefs.
Right.
They should change their name from Chiefs to Boss. Because like the same guy, the same guy who calls you Chief will call you Boss.
Yeah. Or just change Chief to like just a guy that chews gum, you know? We're the Chiefs. Right. And he just chews gum all the time and calls people Chief.
That. Yeah. The Kansas City Hosses.
Yeah.
Hey there, Hoss. I asked Craig during the game. He's a big Kansas City fan, of course.
Yeah.
Are you shitting your pants? And he, of course he was. And I don't know where, and my brain just started thinking about David Blaine. You know this David Blaine. He's like, I drew a card on your chest. What, weirdo? Yeah. You lift your shirt. So he's like, I put a pen in your boot, and you take off a hard to put on boot. There's a pen in there. And I'd always think like I don't even want him walking past my girl because I don't know what he can do. Psychically, digitally with his fingers. I don't know what, he can tell me I just fucked your girl mentally. And I'd be like, you probably did. Get the fuck out of here.
And then you blink and she's 9 months pregnant.
Right. So it made me think, is he watching football and he shits his pants, but he shits his pants in like somebody else's pants?
Oh, yeah.
We forgot to tell you, Jeff, he switched from alcohol to weed.
Sure it's not mushrooms too? Little microdose?
Yes. Keith's new what ifs are so more.
I don't see how it can't happen. His powers are so amazing. Guy fucking
he is
lives
a wizard.
in a block of ice cream. He's pretty fucking crazy, right?
Yeah. If he just looks at you.
He shits his pants. There's like a Doctor Strange portal in somebody else's pants. I easily believe that.
Just like looking at you. Did you just shit your pants? Like what? No. Yeah. Oh my God.
Have you been watching too much MCU?
He passes a dude and he's like, hey, there's piss in your mouth. And the guy's like, dripping it out. He's like, whoa, we're hopping to a quarter.
Gross.
Fucking disgusting. I think I broke my computer.
Blade.
But anyway.
Yeah. Copperfield pizza in his own mouth.
Yes, he does. Copperfield would just piss in his own mouth. Okay? Aaron Rodgers, of course, is out because the Packers are out.
Yeah, good. I hate the Packers.
But he wants to do his own research, I'm reading. What's the... Big guy, this right-wing motherfucker. Anti-vax. Joe Rogan's my doctor. I sucked up a horse. Anti-family?
Yeah, he hates his family. Hates him. He doesn't talk to his family.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
good.
He's not in contact with his family anymore, and they don't like him anymore, and he hates all them. Big hubbub. Detroit Lions fans, we love it because we hate Rodgers.
On Twitter, Kylie Sparks writes, this is his wife, Shailene Woodley. Honey, what's wrong? You haven't touched your post-game horse paste. Well, he's lost. He's sad. That's all. And his wife, by the way, was in this movie Adrift. I don't know, for anybody who saw it. She only ate 350 calories each day during the last days of filming. That was on top of a diet that already included a teaspoon of clay a day to detox.
Wait, clay? Doesn't clay
They found each
block
other.
you?
Apparently it detoxes.org.
You poop out a pot.
I go to .net and you take clay and you eat it. Remember
Clay
in Ghost when they fed each other clay being sexy?
Yeah.
Clay, because why? Because it like becomes heavy and then pushes the rest out of your butt?
Oh, maybe.
No, not maybe. Yeah,
Maybe.
Why not?
That's how this starts,
considering
Sam.
it.
That's how this
Stop
starts. Well, it's good
I'd
for
buy
a
it.
horse.
Should
Or
I?
you just
I buy clay.
No.
All right,
check
you
out the
sold me.
option.
I'm gonna eat clay.
So you know who else I found out was an anti-vax? I didn't realize this.
Hmm.
Meatloaf, the singer. We mentioned his death on Friday. I didn't know the guy was fucking anti-vax. He died of COVID.
But he
Oh.
won't get vaxxed.
That's what it was.
No,
That's
no.
what it was.
On Friday, I was like, what is the thing that he won't do? We'll never know because he died. And then over the weekend, I saw he died of COVID. You dumb bitch.
Yes. And no offense to the Loaves when she says that.
Yeah.
But that
And
is
no-
a dumb
no
bitch
offense.
attitude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
sure.
offense to people who passed of COVID, but like, what research did you do? The research, you did do it. And this is the result. Now, other people doing research, if they can look at that and go, that's research, that's an experiment that he did for us, and go, it's not a good idea.
Looking at pictures, he was still pals with after he did Apprentice with Trump and Trump Jr.,
Sure.
Don.
There's
And,
also a man named Meatloaf,
Right. Which, by the way, I said I heard a story where him and his friends, he laid down in front of a car and his friend drove a tire over his head. His dad heard about it and said, "You're a real fucking Meatloaf." I'm hearing a bunch of different stories.
Oh,
I'm
why
hearing
it's called Meatloaf?
I'm hearing that's why he's called Meatloaf. Here's one. The moniker came down when he stepped on a coach's foot in 8th grade, and the coach snapped, "Get off my foot, you hunk of meatloaf." He's got more stories than the Joker. Was like, did I tell you how I got the scars? Like, if you're not going to tell me, don't tell me.
Yeah, we'll never know. He took
I don't know if he knows. Yeah.
It sounds like he didn't get it from a good place.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, you're my favorite dish. I'm going to call you Meatloaf.
I heard when he was born, he was like a very red baby. That's somebody said that one. He was
Oh,
supposed to
really?
look like
Someone's
Meatloaf.
putting a lot of ketchup in their meatloaf. My goodness.
But yeah, we know what he won't do for love. And by love, I mean your fellow man and woman and others.
Yeah.
The guy had 4 ways, but he doesn't know what's in the vax.
Now he's getting overcooked in hell.
Hello.
Let's not slut shame because Meatloaf is a jackass.
I'm just saying, I don't think he verified the 3 people he was fucking. And by the way, he's a party guy. It could have been dudes. I don't think I'm women slut shaming.
You're not allowed to
true.
male slut shame either, I guess, right?
I don't.
Yeah.
Let's wait and
not.
find out
Okay,
first.
let's
Let's wait and find
celebrate
out. Maybe
sluts.
what you're saying is offensive, and you are allowed. What about that, Hemda?
I don't know what kind of math we just did, but delete.
He said.
No, I like it.
He said, "If I die, I die. I'm not putting up with this COVID bullshit. I will not be controlled." Died of COVID. He said at the time, a little bit ago, "I'm happy to give people hugs. I just hugged them in the middle of COVID. Fuck it.
Is that a quote, really?
Not to fuck it, but yeah."
Yeah. What about
I
the
hug
hugs?
people in the middle of COVID. And on
Man.
CNN, it finally came out that masks, this is him saying this, it came out that masks we're all wearing are useless. That's paraphrasing. But I've known that for 6 months. He knew that. They don't do anything. Check his science grades. Check his science grade. I was horrible in science. If you're wondering why I believe the government and I'm such a cock, I was horrible. I don't have the right now. Let's see what they said. How it wasn't boring to those fucking weirdos. Let's see what they have to say.
I'd be so pissed if I got COVID and died from Meatloaf's hug.
Right. Because I didn't ask for it.
Because he's saying it like other guys take out their dick. He's like, I don't care. I'll take out my dick. What? I'm not supposed to air it out. I'm tired of the bullshit. My dick wants out. It gets out. He's like, I'll hug a motherfucker whether they want it or not. I'm like, I don't know. Keith just said we all need hugs, but
yeah. He hugged my dad and killed him.
Yeah. Can I get a little consent here?
I asked for his autograph. Now I'm dead. He insisted on the hug.
I got a meatloaf hug.
And you know he's hugging out of principle too.
Oh yeah.
It's not like I'll hug if I want. Whoa, your family?
Mm-hmm.
No, you're hugging strangers.
Yeah, he goes, no, I'm a hugger. Calls himself a hugger.
More than 100 million records sold. I guarantee those are just the Bad Outta Hell albums, right? Because those other ones weren't too popular. He did Bad Outta Hell, Paradise by the Dashboard Lights, Kids Are Fucking in the Car. Then a sports game comes on, a baseball game. He's like rounding second, and he's coming to third, and you know they're talking about fucking. And
what a weird paraphrasing of that song. Wow, kids. If you haven't heard the Meatloaf song, get this.
Well, the song's better.
Kids
yeah.
in a car.
Barely 17, barely dressed. Yes.
Yes. Then a sports game comes on.
Baseball, yeah.
Yes. And that's the double entendre.
Turn in the corner, second base, third base, home.
And then what, Keith?
Okay.
All right.
Have you, Jeff, do you know about this
The only song I know is I Won't Come Back. Right.
I won't do that.
I won't do that. Yeah. Right. That's the only one I know.
Okay.
So they asked the sports announcer to do that part. They said, you have a nice fast voice. Read this for us. Then they put it in the song, and the guy was nervous he'd get fired from his job because he's like, I didn't know I was talking about sex. And then he and then the woman says, stop. I gotta know right now will you love me forever? And he's like, fine, if it gets me sex. Then it ends with and now I'm waiting for the end of time to end my time with you. It's like 28 minutes long. That was a good one. Bad Outta Hell, the musical. That was a thing. Let's see. Bad Outta Hell was 77, probably around 93, because I'm remembering when I got it was Bad Outta Hell 2. This is when you bought an album. And you had did you buy any albums that you don't like? Or did we all make us love the albums? Because they're $16 fucking dollars.
Right. Yes, you would like.
And then your nostalgia is remembering shit that you had forced yourself to like.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But it's in the genre of these artists that you like. So I wondered, like, I got Vision of Love because I loved Mariah Carey's song Vision of Love. And then I listened to the whole thing and I'm like, why wasn't this a single? Why wasn't this a single? And I realized this is all in her voice that I like very much. Right. So all the corniness will be the same amount of corniness, and all the, cheesy lyrics will be the same amount, and all the music behind it will be done in the same genre. So why wouldn't I like this whole album?
Right. And it's funny when he did the album, Back Outta Hell, what is it? Back into Hell?
Bat Outta Hell.
Bad Outta Hell. And then Bad Outta Hell 2, Back into Hell. And then later, in I think 2006, there was no reason for that. Bad Outta Hell 3. And it's almost like, I don't know why otherwise my records aren't selling. Okay, it's Bad Outta Hell. It's not a continuation.
You kept coming and going into hell.
I'm still married to this dumb bitch, and I want to kill myself. I was horny.
My life is still hell, and it's been
still waiting for the end of time.
Yeah, I think Meatloaf was suffering.
Yeah, well, he went bankrupt, and then Bad Outta Hell 2 came out, but he's still doing albums in between 1 and 2 from 77 to 90 something.
But you like these songs, Keith?
I don't know if it's because I made myself like them, but I love Bad Outta 2. And you know what? And I mentioned this the other day, the song Life is a Lemon. I Want My Money Back. I love it so much. It's 8 minutes long, just about the world being bullshit. You know that shitty stuff that puts you in a happy place, ironically. Yeah. I love that.
It seems like he writes in rock opera. And
Yeah,
you seem like you like rock opera. It's like the musicals for dudes with no sleeves.
Yes. Yes.
Stop right now. What?
Rolling Stone magazine criticized the first Bad Outta Hell album for being too superficial, dubbing it nutrition-free audio lunch meat, gave it 0 stars.
That's unfair. What the hell else are we all writing about?
Meatloaf fucked your wife in one of these 4 ways. Come on. You need 0 stars. That's like me being Radiohead, an album. I'm like 0 stars. It's like, well, Keith, and this one isn't your assignment.
Yeah, I'm not a Meatloaf fan. I never really liked his music, but I understand that it did something to people. And it also was very much a sing-along song. It was very much very, very theatrical. So right. I get what people are getting out of it, even though I don't think I've ever voluntarily pressed play on one of his songs. Yeah. But I know so many of the lyrics. So
you'll get like at least 1 star.
Right. Like the fact that you know
an album.
Yeah, toss him a star.
I bought it. It's a thing. That's a star. Yeah.
Give the man a star.
If you know any of his lyrics and you never volunteered to listen to the song, that's a fact. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. Like, give him a star just for that.
Yeah, that's at least 1 star.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you can get 0. I get 0 stars for my musical albums, because I got no musical albums. That's a 0 star.
Right. I remember. Right. We got the same. Bad Out of Hell in my album that never got made has the same amount of stars. Okay.
Yeah. Rolling Stone gave you 0 stars. gave Milo 0 stars.
Yeah, that's weird and personal. I remember Life is a Lemon. I read this in some interview where just a listener said, "Hey, I don't like this song on the album," and Meatloaf said back, "Yeah, you're wrong. Give it another listen. You'll see." And I'm like,
that's right. A good response.
You were in a weird place. The song is great.
That's cool as hell. That's the response of a hugger right there.
Right.
That's Bad Out of Hell.
Yeah, no, get over here. Listen to it again.
He called Greta Thunberg brainwashed due to her views on climate change. So this guy was pretty on the far right. He was in How We Met, like I said, Donald Trump. He was on Celebrity Apprentice. Mm-hmm. And here's a little bit of that. You might.
I don't see another bag over here.
They're looking for art supplies. Somebody took Meatloaf's art supplies.
What's wrong? Mother! What's wrong? I bought those mother sponges. Part of that paint is mine. I'm sick and tired of you, mother. No.
Okay, first of all, this guy's been in hell 3 times. Now he comes back for fun.
Hold on. This is wrong. We're seeing this wrong. He's writing a new musical. Everything that he just said was in rhythm and had some sort of tone to it. And then you add the beeps and like, boop, boop, I want my boop, boop, boop. What the fuck? Boop, boop. Listen to it again. You'll like it.
Yeah, let's do it one more time.
What's wrong? Mother! What's wrong? I bought those mother sponges. Part of that paint is mine. I'm sick and tired of you, mother. No.
That was all mine in my basket.
Mother.
Hold on, guys.
Hold on. You don't want to make you get it.
And that's Gary Busey, who is he looks so crazy. He just seems like he's lying, right? And he's just like,
Busey, yeah.
This is all right. Meanwhile, he's always yelling himself. And I was like, this is what I had. I don't know what's happening. This makes him crazy.
You don't want to start with me.
Meat, don't do it. Don't do it.
Mother, you do not want to with me. You look in my eyes. I am the last person in the world you ever want to with.
Yeah, listen. Have you ever seen a kindergarten class? Motherfucker, that's my crayon. Shit gets real.
Don't take art supplies away from an artist.
But didn't he's yelling as if he's writing the skit. Like you said, stop right now.
Right.
I gotta know right now. Before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Are those my motherfucking crayons? I want you to give it to me right now. Gotta know
you
right
understand me? You mother, you look at me.
Don't do it.
You'll be in the hospital in about 4 minutes.
Hold on. Me.
Look, take him out of here. Take him out of here.
Come on, Gary.
By the way, I guess he picked Meatloaf, so whatever.
Yeah.
I think he's having childhood trauma when everybody calls him meat. Is that the coach? Is that your dad? It's who stole your paint?
It's mine.
Come on, Gary.
You priest.
Don't engage it. Don't engage. Calm down. Don't engage.
Cool. Let's just get your stuff. You're fine. You're good, brother. You're good. What's yours, Meat? What's yours?
It's all right, man. It's all right, dude.
Hear all the cursing on Paramount Plus.
Wow. If it's
That's good.
hysterical, it's historical.
Sounds
Oh my word. What's happening in your life? Meat.
Yeah, you don't look like a tough guy. I'm the last person you want to fuck with when it comes to who took my paint. By the way, they found his paint later. Nobody took it.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh,
He was
what
there
a
to calm him
shocker.
down.
Yeah. Mark McGrath was there to calm him down. So
Yeah.
he puts his hand. He's like, meat. He
Yeah,
goes,
meat.
calm down.
Mr.
What, the
Loaf.
Hamburglar didn't come in and take all his painting stuff? Also,
Right.
he's like, in 4 minutes, you're going to be in the hospital. I'm like, can you fight for 4 minutes? 4 minutes is a long time. Have you put anyone in a hospital or like down on the ground before? These people who like talk big, is he in fights? I mean, I'm asking. Is he in regular fights?
In 4 minutes, you'll be down on the ground. It takes me a while. I'm a bigger gentleman. I've never been in a boxing ring. Okay. But by 4 minutes.
After 1 minute of boxing, if you're
Right.
not ready for that, you're huffing and puffing.
Sure.
Yeah, 4 minutes, half a song for him.
Right.
Either half a song you're down, then I'll finish the song over your unconscious body.
I appreciate time. And in 4 minutes, on Friday, I come to ask if people will eat meatloaf in real life, like a little honor thing. Somebody pointed this out to me. This guy, David. What did he do? Oh, David pointed a link. This is a link from somebody named Christina and said, I got this email from Weber Grills, and it says, Dear Christina, this morning you received our weekly recipe of the week email, which is sent to you every Friday. In today's email, we highlighted a grilled meatloaf recipe. At the time we shared this recipe with you, we were not aware of the unfortunate passing of American singer and actor, Mr.
Come on.
Marvin Lee Day, also known as Meatloaf.
Come on, that's good news. It's cute.
Yeah.
Come on, associate me with a food and eat it when I die. Please, can we workshop this? What food is it?
It's probably
All right, we'll get
spreads.
there.
It's probably
Yeah.
those bullshit spreads.
It is probably
Yeah.
a sauce.
Right.
It's
You're right.
cucumber spread.
It's
Yeah, you
probably
know the
a
one.
sauce.
Yeah. The sauce you get in the to-go containers that you just sip when nobody's looking, apparently.
Yeah. Cheese, maybe.
It's a tomato. It's a tomato.
Yeah,
Okay.
tomato.
Because you could turn that into a sauce really easy. It's if you bite the top and squeeze, it is a sauce. Thank you.
I
Yeah.
want mine to be
Henda,
asparagus.
I have more fast food trouble for you.
Oh my
By the way.
goodness. This segment remains and maintains.
Yeah, I'd read something, Jeff, about a fast food worker fighting with an employee. Next thing you know, there's a bullet in one of their heads. And I'm telling each side, just understand there's murderers there. And like, for example, you're the customer and you get the wrong order. Don't ever use that word wrong. Go, thank you for somebody else's order. I appreciate it. Here's a tip for that. I wouldn't even do that. I would just leave and hopefully it's pretty good. I wouldn't say this is cold. You're lucky you're not dead.
Yeah.
And vice versa. You don't know what's on the other side there. Actually you do. You walked into these fast food places. You know what's on the other side. And they're murderers too. And
So now we have the segment fast food murders
yes.
on the show. And it's a recurring segment, unfortunately. And this is Keith's PSA time during the show.
This is my change.org.
Okay.
Stop doing. First of all, close down these fucking things. I mean, it's really important to get $1 burger, but understand the consequences is a 16-year-old with a bullet in her head. Okay, but just know that. Just know that. But you can get a chicken sandwich for $2.16. What a fucking deal, right? Just know it's connected. Quit playing
This is
dumb.
his TED Talk.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
amazing. Yeah. Yeah.
A St. Louis woman is jailed after she shot a worker at McDonald's over a dispute over a discount for French fries. I buy your fries. I pay for all the fries. And what are you going to do? Not know what to do and fire me? Then that's what I had to do. And I have to learn to be a clerk at a clothing store then. It's crazy. Tarika Clay, 30 years old, first degree assault and armed criminal action. You shot somebody. Now, it doesn't look like this person died, but there's not more detail on it. First degree assault, armed criminal action, bond at $150,000. Clay was in a drive-thru at a McDonald's in the St. Louis suburb of Normandy. First of all, I guess that's still a war zone. She argued with an employee over not getting a discount on her fries. The argument continued when the employee went outside for a smoke break. Why would you think it'd be over? Why would the argument be? And now I'm just going to puff outside a bit. The fuck? And Clay struck the employee with her gun and shot her. The shooting was captured on video, led to Clay's arrest. The victim's condition is not immediately available.
Who shot who? The customer shot?
The customer shot.
Customer shot while the employee was on a cigarette break.
Yes. After
so insurance isn't even going to kick in.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Oh, right. Right. Did you clock out? Thank you. Good.
It was the cigarette. I gave her bullet cancer. Caught a bullet. Not her fault.
You just called me. That sounds pre-existing.
She just waited in the car, just waiting for her to take her smoke break.
Just you're so heated over these fucking French fries. You just stop there and you're just like, this is my day. It's ruined. Oh, who's that? Oh, it's you. Wanted to argue about a fucking coupon. You take you take a furniture coupon at that restaurant. What the fuck restaurant? Why is anybody fucking with anybody? Yeah, you're dead. I would not. I have 3 stepkids, teenagers. I would deliberately discourage them from working fast food. I really would. You're in the city. Oh, yeah. You're in the city. My brother worked fast food in the country. That's completely different. But in a city, get the fuck out of here.
People get hangry, they're just,
yeah.
I was hangry, sorry. Right. I wanted more fries. That's a defense
now. Yeah. There's temporary insanity. There's, murder 1, murder 2, and hangry.
Yeah. Low blood sugar. Had to kill him. Right. Yeah.
And they say
Snickers gets sued because it's like they promised.
Yeah. Turned me into Joe Pesci.
Right.
I hacked his leg off.
Yeah, they say don't shoot when you're hungry, but this is just happening over and over and over. And no, you need your quarter pounder. You could use it. You can use a change of diet. Okay, this is good for everybody. Families can keep their kids alive, and you can use a little change of diet anyway.
So your solution is no more fast food restaurants?
No more fast food restaurants. Not like the ones I mean: McDonald's, Burger King. Right. Wendy's. Check the death rates and those ones. Yeah.
And on the other end, what about everyone more guns?
We're giving more guns.
Add guns, less fast food.
Yeah.
Keith's colorblind in that he can only see black and white. The gray areas don't exist. He's like, oh, you don't know how to handle your fast food? Now you don't get fast food. He's like, if everyone was a 5-year-old, his 5-year-old, or any 5-year-old, honestly, it's like, oh, you came late? Now you don't get to go out. That's it. Quarantine, lockdown. How long do you want to stay out late for? 3 late hours? Three inside weeks.
We'd be over the virus with me in charge. That's a fact.
That'd be a good idea.
No, don't encourage this.
Well, no, if you did what if they just did the food item? Like if somebody, they shot somebody over fries, they're like, okay, well, no more fries. Fries are gone off the menu now.
Interesting. Keith, is that black and white enough for you?
I'll tell you what, funny lady, I'm hearing the tone, so I'm going to say this back. Next show we do, I'm gonna call it the black and white segment, ya bitch. That's gonna be the full title. And I'm gonna tell you about another death of a poor kid who was just trying to get by. Okay. All right. See you soon. In the meantime, here's what you want to do.
Black and white and bitch all
over. Come to making your idea sound stupid. Gotta guess what the riddle is. Here's what you do. Download the comedy album. Jeff Scheen Presents Jeff. The second it comes out. When does this come out?
Comes out on Friday, the 28th.
Friday the 28th. Yeah. You can pre-order it now. I'm sure that's how all that stuff works.
Oh yeah, you can pre-order that and give it a listen. Listen to your car, eat some French fries. Don't shoot anybody.
Try not to shoot. It'll make you laugh. Now that's fine.
Yeah,
if it's practical, yes. Everybody listen to Jeff Sheen's album as you go for fast food.
Mm-hmm. As you load your gun, you're like, you know what? Right. I'm having a good time instead.
Yeah. Track 4 saved this girl's life. I'll take the French fries without the discount.
Yeah, they're making minimum wage.
Follow him on Instagram, New York Jeffrey.
Yeah, I'm the only one.
Right. Hey, I started to ask you about this, and we were talking about other stuff. What made you get sober in the first place? Did we talk about that? Was there a big the end?
Oh, what did it?
Was there a bottom? Was there a bottom or no?
No, like bottom. It was more of a when you're just getting older, and you're like, I should probably
Just
stop
hangovers,
something.
Now, my thing really was hangovers too. Like it really would ruin the next day. It's like, all right.
Yeah, ruin full days. And I also was drinking pretty heavy. There was
How much were you drinking?
I don't know. Blackout about once a week, probably.
Oh, nice. Let me ask you about that because that never happened to me.
Really?
Almost unfortunately, because you make up that means you don't have a problem. Yeah. How bad would that get? Did text get bad the next day?
No text, but there was, there's just a lot of how the heck did I get home? And then I was like, I rode my bike out. And then you look over and you see your bike is in your room. Oh crap.
It's in your bed next to you.
I would just be blackout drunk riding a bike down the streets.
Would you get nervous at the time? Like tonight might be a blackout day because I never know. Would you think about that?
No, I wouldn't. It would just happen. You start partying, and then you're like,
well, as soon as he starts thinking, he starts drinking. Why would you want to do that?
Right.
Yeah, you want to think, there's thoughts in here.
Yeah, I call it stinking drinking. All right, so here's what you do with Jeff. The Twitter account is New York Jeffrey, as well as the Instagram, like I said, and the Facebook is Jeff Scheen, Scheen. Jeff, thank you very much. It was very nice meeting you.
Thanks for having
me. Better than Matt. I don't know, but this was very fun.
It kind of, we should have them on, or play something back to back because you guys, I think, kind of sound the same.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Yeah. So I don't know. We could do
double.
And then nobody will know. And then you just say a bunch of shit and just end every sentence with, I'm Matt.
Right.
It's me, Matt.
Yeah.
She was right.
Two nasally Midwestern skinny boys.
Do it again. Say something like Matt.
Oh, like milk. I'm Matt.
That's how long his last podcast was too. So thank you. Jeff, very nice meeting you. Thanks a lot for your time.
Of course. Thank you.